Um, Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Mimi Syed, board certified emergency medicine physician. I was born, raised, and trained in the US. I was in Gaza on a medical mission twice, once in August and once in December. I just returned last night to the US. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. I stand before you not just as a medical professional, but as a deeply concerned human being who has witnessed the harsh realities in Gaza. Over the course of 2 medical missions, I have encountered unimaginable suffering and devastation, particularly among the most innocent children. As a mother of 3 children, I cannot imagine how any parent can look away. Despite my prolonged period in Gaza in August, and again more recently in December, I did not encounter any military operations or combatants. Instead, what I encountered were countless civilians, men, women, and children suffering from injuries that no human should ever have to endure. I resuscitated a little girl named Mira, no older than 4 years old, who was shot in the head by a drone sniper while eating breakfast in her tent. I also treated a 9-year-old named Ayla, who came to us with an open skull wound with her brain matter exposed, hanging on to dear life because of a shrapnel injury. Each case echoed a haunting narrative of loss, pain, and unfulfilled lives. These are just 2 examples of the dozens and dozens that I saw in my time there. Time and again, I found myself amid scenes of chaos and despair. We faced multiple mass casualty incidents, each more heart-wrenching than the last. The resources available for treating the wounded were grossly inadequate, creating an excruciating reality where patients succumbed to their injuries before we could provide them with the care that they desperately needed. The aftermath of these assaults leaves scars that extend beyond physical injuries. There are dire issues of malnutrition, dismal living conditions, water contamination, and no sewage system. While I was there, 6 newborn babies died in their tents due to hypothermia. I met a newborn who almost died of dehydration because she was being fed sugar water. Her mother could not afford formula or produce breast milk due to malnutrition. The statistics speak for themselves. Almost 1,000 babies born in Gaza this past year have died before their first birthday. An average of 1 to 3 children are dying daily because of malnourishment, according to the Human Rights Watch. 3,000 children have lost their limbs, according to WHO. This is a direct insult to the birth rate of the Gazan people, and it must stop immediately. Reflecting on these experiences, I am reminded of the values that shaped my early life. I was raised by immigrant parents who embodied the American dream. Their hard work and perseverance led to a life filled with hope and opportunities. They believed in the principles of compassion, dignity, and justice. Standing in Gaza, however, those values felt increasingly distant. I could not reconcile what I saw with what I believe our country represented. What troubles me most is our collective responsibility. As citizens of a nation that prides itself on justice and human rights, what are we doing to address the suffering of innocent civilians like the ones that I treated? How can we ensure our tax dollars do not contribute any longer to the perpetuation of violence, but rather support humanitarian efforts that offer hope and healing? Let us come together as a community, a government, and as human beings. Let us advocate for policies that prioritize the protection of our civilians, support humanitarian efforts, and promote peaceful resolutions to conflict. We must hold ourselves accountable to the very values that we claim to uphold in this country. Please help me and Doctors Against Genocide for a call to action. We call for a permanent ceasefire. We call for unlimited aid to enter Gaza to restore humanity for the Gazan people and stop the targeting of healthcare workers and hospitals, beginning with the immediate release of all healthcare workers, including Dr. Abu Safiya, the director of Kamal Adwan. Mr. McGovern so keenly noted that as healthcare workers, we have more of a responsibility than do no harm. As healthcare workers, we are the protectors of humanity, and when it is being violated, it is our duty to speak up. Thank you for your time and your commitment to making a difference in the lives of those who need it the most.